back, everyone. I'm here at the cabin, just wandering through the woods. We're in the middle of a polar vortex right now, so although it's nearly the end of May, it's 6 degrees this morning. Been doing a lot of work here at the cabin this spring. It's been really awesome given the cool temperatures we've experienced this spring so far. Been able to really get out and clear the trails. So today, right now, actually, I'm headed out to put out a trail cam in our 300-year-old cedar swamp. So I'll take you out there to take a look at that, and I'll give you some other updates around the cabin. Forest is a little greener, as you guys have seen it last. Lots of different things coming up this year. There's a ton of wild sarsaparilla coming up, as well as it's a great year for maple. So last year there's obviously a great year for seed production for a lot of the trees and nut production, and we have a ton of little maples coming up everywhere. So all throughout the forest, you'll see a lot of these little red maples coming up. I even have an oak coming up in the field, which is pretty cool. The field has really been transformed, coming up on 10 years next year of the Managed Forest Tax Incentive Program, and actually looking for a forester right now to come out and reassess it so we can stay in the program. If we look back 10 years ago as to where the land was, what it looked like, it's really been transformed. It's really cool to see the changes. Of course, it was an old farmstead at one point from the 1800s. And had been, like, a lot of this land you see around here has been cleared about 3 times over since the late 1800s. So it's really interesting to see the transformation over the years. And the field now is turning into a beautiful pine forest. A lot of the farm grasses, like the alfalfas and stuff like that, Timothy hay, that stuff has really been dampened down by, some of the native plants are kind of creeping back in there. So that's really cool to see. My little endangered butternut tree, I planted it by a nut years ago. Still pretty small out here, but they're kind of slow growers. Eventually it'll take off. I got this here to remind myself not to scythe in here and take it away. I'm talking about sarsaparilla. This is kind of what I'm looking at. So it's this everywhere this year. It's really cool to see. And this sarsaparilla here, you can see there's already some blooms coming. So it's a very beautiful woodland plant. I found a few false morels right now. Still have not seen any true morels here in the woods. We don't tend to get a lot of them in here. Here and there, sporadically, I found them. A lot of, forest tree types here is not really conducive to them, but we do have some of the ones, it's like black morels and stuff like that. Years ago, I got those in half-free morels. I find those in here. So, I don't know, keep my eyes open. Heading up to the Maple Ridge right now, through this old cedar swamp. Maple Ridge has been relatively inaccessible, well, by the way I used to go, due to the derricos that went through here. It's the, I think, 3-year anniversary from the tornadoes came in here. Here's an area right here heavily affected. I want to show you something. This is another cool shrub right here. This is a red elderberry. It's a red elderberry. So that's really cool. It's the first time I've seen that in here. So, certainly with all the damage that's happened, a lot of younger trees have really shot out. So we'll see. Lots of new growth in here. Raspberries. This has been a big raspberry patch. Oh, a lot of things nesting in the field now too. You can see little tiny nests and stuff like that. We do get the woodcocks nesting in there, and the thrashers have a nest right now. So that's pretty cool. So this trail up in here was opened up years ago. There's some striped maple through here, so now it's kind of like a really cute little grove. In here, this is what leads us to the cedar swamp. So yesterday I was in here opening up a bit more. Bugs, gotta love the cold temperatures. So this used to be an area where there's lots of like coyotes and stuff going through, and deer. So hopefully these trails stay open with just wildlife activity now. But originally how we prune them so that it's kind of like a canopy overhead, but easy to walk through. Straight ahead is what it'd be looking like if you did nothing. I don't know, this was many years ago when this kind of shot up. I don't know if it was like 7 or 8 years ago. It was a big year. All the seeds came down and just everything took. So it was a lot of work to kind of clear the trails again, but nice to see. Here we go. Here's the entrance into the 300-year-old cedar swamp. This is what we discovered. We knew about it, but then when the forester came through, they were very impressed with this area here. It's quite old, untouched, very sensitive area. I feel like you're Lord of the Rings or something. It's really cool. I've shown you guys this before, but it just continues to mature, obviously. Big old cedars in here. Yeah, I'm making more trails through here. That's part of the job today. So take a look. Isn't this beautiful? Forester said, don't ever cut this down. This is pretty amazing in here. So I put a trail cam up in here. There's a deer trail kind of up here. See, we have not been through there. So you see that, I don't know if it's deer or coyotes or what, but something keeps digging up the dirt through here and walking straight through. So I'm going to set up the trail cam right here and see what we can get. All right, so it's right up here. And it goes all up this trail right here. So I think that'll be good. So this is a maple ridge where we took Royce as a baby. And you can see Derrico's brought down a few trees. So it's opened up a bit. So a lot of these smaller shrubsy trees are coming in. I used to come up here and get my dryad saddles. And I'm headed towards see if there's enoki mushrooms, but they're usually a fall thing. But big changes since that storm. Big trails at the cabin. I think I'm going to go onto Google Earth and take a look at, you can see the blowdowns and try to avoid them as much as possible in trail making because it's so much work to break through this stuff. So try to go through areas that haven't been as heavily damaged. And this is where Royce went and had a nap when he was a baby to carry him back after. Well, trying my way back to the cabin, and you can see these striped maples around me, just completely thick. Lots of blowdowns in here to try to get over. Awkward with the dog. This stuff is pretty, very wild and rugged in here. I don't know if you guys have been following on the news, the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. Those two little kids went missing in a rural area in Nova Scotia. Area kind of looks much like this. So unfortunately they're presumed dead. They've been missing for 2 weeks now. They've resumed searching. It's been very difficult for search and rescue because they're going through stuff like this. People getting injured, getting tick bites. You know, so just pray for their return in some way or another so their family can have closure. While I'm going through here, this is literally where all the warblers are. Blackburnian warblers, chestnut-sided warblers, parulas, Canada warblers. They're all around here. So this is really cool. As much as a pain in the neck as it is to get through here, you have these moments where you see all these warblers. I'm using my Merlin app right now to identify everybody because you can't see them. So that's really cool. Well, here's one of the only mushrooms and fungi I've found, which is butter. Just on this decaying tree right here. So far, no morels. Just a false morel. And a bit of birch polypore, but that's all she wrote for mushrooms right now. No dice for me. Take a look at this fungus. It's a red-belted polypore. You can also use these. To do some artwork on. Beautiful little canvas. Oh, look at that! So it's the size of my hand. It's huge. And look at this. This is a pelvis. Ooh, I do not have one of those. I like to collect bones, and I'll show you my collection in a moment once we get back to the cabin. Yeah, let's take this back. I don't want to touch it. Let the bugs cleared out, and then we'll have a pelvis. So it's a young deer, like a fawn. Pit. Royce found some bones. Back at the cabin, I'll show you what else he found. Good boy! Oh, there's a big, ooh! Yucky, there's a wolf scat or something. Ew. Oh, that's cool. Good boy. Back up. See, there's a wolf poo. Coyote poo. Yeah, look, it's a knee. You can see. Ooh, yuck. They chewed it. That's kind of fresh. Hey, get out of there. Good boy. Oh, let's look. There's a skull over here. Here we have a false morel. So you know, because they're kind of like the shape of a little brain. So there's a study done in Europe in a community that was developing ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, and they found a commonality among the community members that got ALS that they're consumers of Gyromitra, the false morel. So now they have to do some studies and determine if that is why, but this does have neurotoxins and things like that in it. So that's why I would never eat it, but interesting study. I'll put it down below in the comments. You guys can check it out. We have oyster mushroom. It's like a gilled mushroom there. Smells good. Well, the site you're just seeing there and the work that's being completed is a site of a potential new log cabin. So this is an open area. This was going to be the original cabin site, but plans had changed obviously. So this will be another little fun little log cabin here, kind of a small one, but it's going to be a great little project to get going on. Now that we're back at the cabin, let's have a little update of what's new around here. Last time we were here, you saw the well head was fixed. Quick little thing, put over top of this new product here. Take a look what I got here. I've been using the HNG Lifestyles water filter. So basically what this is, because there is a little bit of, now that the well is kind of cycled and sort of settled in a bit, there is a bit of a sulfur taste to it, which is normal. There is bacteria that are not harmful to you in the groundwater that can make hydrogen sulfide. So that's what I got this for, was to filter out the hydrogen sulfide. Don't really have any issues with the other stuff here, but it is helpful. So as you can see, it's a little unit that comes off of the wellhead, goes through here, goes down, and over here to the wash house there. The only thing is the water pressure going into it can't be super strong, and we have a lot of flow coming out of that pump. So I bought a regulator valve. So this is something that's going to be part of the project once I get it all set up here. I got this little regulator, and hopefully that'll go in before the filter there, just to kind of dampen it down a bit, because it does have an operating pressure that I can work at. If you go too fast, it's going to just blast it through the medium there, and you won't be able to get out the hydrogen sulfide. Also got this Gardena quick connect system. Maybe we'll be able to use that somewhere in this whole process to quickly connect and disconnect, maybe put on a garden hose, that kind of thing. And it's really nice here having water at the cabin. I tested it in the spring, and we're still good for coliforms and E. coli at 0, so that's great. I'd be shocked if there's ever any of that kind of stuff in there. It'd be more, issues with like runoff or whatever, but that's not a problem either. So I don't think this well's gonna give us any trouble. Tiny bit of sulfur taste, smell, which that unit is really helping with. Over there. At first, the lid, it leaks a lot. Just so if you're ever gonna get that unit, I'm still trying it out, so don't rush out and get it or anything, but the lid does want to leak on you a bit. So I just did a little bit of the like really grippy pipe tape and stuff like that to like the hose tape, just to kind of seal it a bit, but just be aware. And also the lid, it's all plastic, so if you misthread it and you kind of work at it, you'll end up stripping it out. So just be really, really careful when you're setting it up. And field update, you guys remember the wild yam Christmas tree from all those years ago, one of my first Christmas specials? Well, that tree got infected with a bit of fungus, so it's gone, had to be cut down this spring. But take a look at the jack pine forest that started many years ago. It's actually doing really well. Had to take down only one of them due to fungal disease this year. And yeah, I'm really thrilled. Like, you can walk through this now like a little forest. It's pretty awesome. There's a white pine there. Some of the younger ones are kind of in through here, but this is really cool. There's a ton of this granite that they drilled out from the well there, and the grass is kind of coming up through it. It'll hopefully grow over in no time, but it's already kind of getting a little bit hidden in the grass. Royce found me some cool feathers in the field from turkeys, so I'm going to put these up on the cabin. It's going to look really awesome. And during our trail clearing, Royce was great. He found some deer jaw bones for me. So this is from like a little fawn. Fairly fresh, actually, probably last year. I mean, it's still got its baby teeth there, and by last season's fawn, it's been wearing them down a little bit, but still quite a small jawbone. He wants it. No. Of course, this joins our other jawbones and treasures that have been found in the woods. Here's a little something new to me as well. You guys haven't seen. This is the Bass Pro Shops Cabela's tabletop barbecue. You can bring this out camping and whatnot. I like it because it fits with my little kitchen sets. I have it hooked up to the propane tank. You can use those little green propane tanks as well. Has a nice little regulator here, little starter igniter there, and it also comes with this, which I assume is like you can put a match in there and stick it in the hole to light if this ever fails. So anyway, got a little thermometer on top, which is pretty cool. And it's solid, and it kind of clamps shut. Let's take a look. Starting to cook some hot dogs and sausages on there. So it's just getting warmed up, but I love this little thing. A lot of real estate there. It has a little, you can see the flames in there. It has like a little drip pan here as well. That has a little screw in the other end so it doesn't fall out, so that you can clean it up. But no, this is awesome. I love this, and it fits nicely with our little kitchen setup here. Just the right size. I have to put it on a bit of an angle for me, just because of the way the propane tanks are, but I might fix this. But I just love this thing. And it cooks really quick. I even put toast on here and keep things warm in here as well. You can see with my hand, it's a decent size. It comes with these little legs. It does not come with the little green propane canisters or this tubing that goes to the propane tank, but I had an extra one of these, so that's fine. So yeah, I really like it. Well, take a look. Not too long. They're all nice and cooked. Just going to do the buns now. Tasty. Well, it's nice having barbecue here to make a really nice lunch. Barbecue complements a little hike crew stove. Right here I've got some fresh asparagus, little bits from the cabin and little bits from home, so I enjoy my lunch. Chatting with you earlier about birds in the forest, and there's some birds around the cabin. I'm just filling up my hummingbird feeders. The hummingbird family is back, the male and females. They've been feeding regularly. Also have some jays and chickadees back as well. The jays are feeding on the peanuts, and they're fighting the red squirrel for them. Hummingbird nectar, I'm using this naturally fresh hummingbird nectar, no artificial preservatives or dyes. So I've been using that. It's mostly sucrose, obviously, but this, you use a cup of nectar to a cup of water, and then just need to change it often, because otherwise it gets really toxic for them and fermented. So then you don't want to harm your little hummies, so you got to clean out the feeders regularly. And this spring I've had a visit from the crow that says hello. I think that's an older bird. I don't know. It always talks when you're out here. I think it's because it wants food and someone taught it to say hello. So it was visiting again yesterday. Royce thought I was talking to somebody, so started running around chasing it off. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I've heard the bird for years here. Apparently it came back last weekend too. I missed it. And then this weekend, so that's cool. I'm going to do a few more chores around here. I'll spare those details, but look at this. Oh, look at how big that is compared to my hand. Don't jump on me. Oh my gosh. That's the thing with cabins in the forest. There's all kinds of critters out here, including these giant spiders. There was a time a few years ago when there weren't a whole lot of them, and then now they're back. I'm sure a lot of small woodland critters eat them too, but I'm going to figure out how to get to my lawn tractor here without getting jumped on. As for my little garden, this year I've got lettuce and beets and carrots set up, and I've also transplanted some of my little homegrown asparagus here. Hopefully it'll do a little bit better with more sun in the field. It is a bit of a punishing environment out here when the sun's out and beating down, and it can be kind of dry at times too. So it's kind of sink or swim when it comes to my garden. Every now and then I get a little surprise and things grow well. Other times it's been a dry year, not a whole lot grows. So we'll see what happens this year. So let's take a look at a final update for you. Heading around the back of the cabin here because I'm putting in a drain under the sink here at the cabin very soon. So this is the back of the cabin here. The kitchen's back there. So we'll be putting in a drain, a little French drain system. We'll be trenching in a water line all the way across here. So eventually water will just kind of, boom, come into the cabin. It'll go up to the wash house and then back. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. We're going to get to that fairly soon. It's supposed to be this weekend, but forgot a few things. So yeah, we'll be doing that another time. Well, thanks for joining me today for a lovely walk in the woods and a few updates around the cabin. We'll see you down the trail. Have a great week. Bye for now.